So, halfway through the Somatic Leadership Academy, call number 1 of version 2.0. Halfway through, the entire grid in Ubud went down. There's no service, there's no Wi-Fi. Straight jungle vibes. Also, straight Mercury retrograde vibes. Yeah. So, instead of leading my call, we're going to record a little video. You know, it's funny because an old version of me would be in total freak out and total panic mode. For a minute, I was like, oh shit. Like, I can't even send a message to my clients. I can't let them know. But like, there's literally nothing I can do. So why should I stress about something that I literally have no control over? Yeah. So I'm going to channel my energy here. So, hi, I'm Leah. And I am in an entirely new chapter of my life where I am functioning from a place of non-control and surrender. You know, about a year and a half ago, I got this tattoo. It says, you can't really see it, but it says surrender with a butterfly. And to me, tattoos are like these initiations. I thought that I was understanding of what it meant to surrender, but little did I know, life was going to take me on a totally different path. And so over the last year for me, I have moved through one of the most challenging periods of my life. And it's why today, this initiation of the Somatic Leadership Academy is so important and so pivotal for me. Because last year I launched the Somatic Leadership Academy. And I pushed this launch. I needed it to work. And in the process of pushing it to work, it worked. I made over $70,000 in my first launch collectively. But I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed my health. I sacrificed my physical and mental health. I sacrificed my energy. I sacrificed my health. And it burnt me out. There are a lot of other things happening in my life, but it completely burned me out. It fried my nervous system. Didn't matter how many self-regulation tools I used, it fucking fried me. And what I've learned over the last year from taking a step back, because I couldn't lead groups. It wasn't an integrity for me to lead groups over the last year. I wasn't well. And so leading others, when I was in a place of tending myself and needing to lead myself, that's not what I'm here for. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and in this podcast they were saying that parenting usually is prioritized in unsupportive direction. Usually the way that parenting goes is people often prioritize the child, prioritize their marriage, and then prioritize themselves. And in this podcast they were talking about how it should actually be the opposite, that people should be prioritizing themselves first, their marriage second, and their parenting third, their children third. Because when they do it in that direction, they're actually functioning from a full cup in a supportive team, and then the parenting part, the children just come super easily. And I see business in the same way. When it comes to a woman building her business, she first gets to prioritize herself. She then gets to prioritize her relationship to her business. And then she gets to prioritize her clients. Because by prioritizing herself first, she is regulated. She can lead from a full cup. And then she can prioritize a relationship with her business, making sure that the way that she's leading her business is in alignment and keeping her lit up, turned on, in her pleasure, that is not draining her. And then from there, her clients get such an incredible and extraordinary version of herself because she's leading from a full cup, her business and her are in alignment, and now her clients just get an absolutely incredible experience naturally. And we've learned to do the opposite. As women, we've learned to sacrifice ourselves and pour into our clients. We've learned that business needs to look a certain way. We've learned that there's people that are giving us these cookie cutter approaches that are what we should take, and that's what we should invest in business mentorship. But the truth is, your business is you. Like, business is a spiritual journey. It really is. It is going to reflect you every aspect of yourself that is unintegrated, that is out of alignment. It is the clearest mirror into you. With that, your business gets to be you. And if you're adopting somebody else's way as the way, chances are it is going to lead you to burnout. Or down the road, you're going to turn around and be like, oh shit, this doesn't feel good. Because it's not you. So, in the Somatic Leadership Academy, what I do is I help women develop their business. I help women grow to the next level in their leadership. And I help them do so without abandoning themselves, without the people pleasing, the perfectionism, the performance wounds, patterns, and without neglecting themselves, their health, their hormones, and their relationships. We flip the script. And I had to take a step back over the last year and really recalibrate myself first, and then myself in relationship to my business, and then myself in relationship to my clients. And it's been quite the journey of getting my hormones more regular, getting my cycles more regular, getting my mental health well. I was unwell for quite some time. And today is the first day of the Somatic Leadership Academy. And yesterday I was reflecting on how I didn't push at all. Could I have worked a little harder? Sure, I can always work a little harder. But what I am not here to do is sacrifice myself in a massive launch anymore. And I am building the foundation of the Somatic Leadership Academy in a way that doesn't burn me out, that doesn't sacrifice myself or my energy. It doesn't have to be a sprint. It shouldn't be a sprint. It should be a marathon. And so I'm excited because the foundation of my business feels easeful. It feels aligned. There's no convincing, there's no pushing, there's no icky sales. Like, you want to be here, you can be here. It'll change your life. But if you're not ready to be here, like, that's okay. I'm not going to be for everyone, but I'm also not going to convince people why they should be here. Like, when women see the value of prioritizing themselves in the process of building their business, of doing the personal development work, the women's work alongside growing the business, when they see the importance of that, that's when they're going to realize how different the Somatic Leadership Academy in the space is. And so super funny today as I'm in this place of just reflecting on how much ease I have in growing my creation, my art. Business is art. What you give to the world is your version of your art. And like, I'm not doing it with stress anymore. And I'm not doing it from a place of worry, from a place of scarcity. I'm not trying to grip on to something. I'm not controlling. Like, it just gets to be what it is. It gets to be what it's here to be. It's going to magnetize the people into my world that are meant to be here. And so today, leading the first call and halfway through, as I'm literally about to explain the Telegram space, the entire grid in Ubud goes down. And I had a moment of like really sitting with myself and I had the option to control. I had the option to stress out about it. I also had the option of like, wow, like look at this jungle around me. Look at the greenery. Look at the rain that's falling. Like I can be in presence instead of in stress. There's literally nothing I can do. This has never happened in all of my time in Bali. Literally never. At least not like the entire network. My messages won't even send on my phone. Wild. And so I'm just taking a step back and allowing it to be what it is. Because there's nothing I can do. And if I try to control it or stress out about it, like it doesn't benefit anybody. I trust that the women in the space with me, like, they're gonna figure out that, like, something's wrong, something's off. And they're good. They got themselves. And this is what I believe is missing in the business world, in the entrepreneurship world. I believe that women are missing this education around how to surrender. I believe that women are being taught that there's this way that they need to show up, that they need to push, that they need to hustle. And the truth is, when a woman hustles, she loses her magic. A woman is magical and most magnetic when she is embodied and surrendered. When she's in the place of allowing. And when you can allow what is to be, and instead of trying to control what you think it should look like, everything changes. Because you're not gripping onto something. You're not holding on to an expectation. You can have a desire, but to grip onto an expectation robs you of your magic. Life is never going to be the way you expect it to look. It's just not. And I'm here to create change in the way women do business. I'm here to help women realize that they don't need to abandon themselves, that they can build a business with ease and with pleasure and still work hard. But there's a reason why women are experiencing so much infertility. There's a reason why women are experiencing such severe PMS and PMDD symptoms, such severe challenges with PCOS, with their wombs. Like, what does that say? The womb is where all life force creation begins. And the fact that women are struggling across the world, energetically and physically, in their womb, what does that tell us as a population and as a species? Like, why aren't we looking at that as something's wrong? And to me, as I've gone deeper into that and dissected it, I'm looking at, well, what is it that allows the womb to function? Safety, being in connection to self, being in connection to nature. Safety is safety within self and safety with others. And ultimately, the way that we are functioning in society is taking us away from the regulation and the safety that is necessary for life to be created. You see so many entrepreneurs losing pregnancies. You see a lot of people struggling with chronic symptoms, with their physical health and their hormones. Like, we are dysregulated as a population. And especially women who are so sensitive to their environment. Like, we need to be protecting the space which creates that life force energy. And so the intention of the Somatic Leadership Academy is to do just that. In order to birth life into this world, whether that is a child, a human life, or a business, or any type of creation, in order to birth life into this world, you have to be able to foster the environment to nurture that life. And so that is why I created the Somatic Leadership Academy, is to help women nurture life within themselves, their vitality, their life force energy, so that they can then create outwardly into the world outside of them. I believe that women in business cannot build businesses without nervous system support, without emotional regulation, without emotional support, without community, without a sense of belonging. These are things that are so important in fostering that optimal space to nurture life force creation. It requires women to first prioritize themselves in relation to the world, and then themselves in relation to others. So self, environment, others. Goes in sync with what we were talking about earlier, right? Around the parenting. Self, container, relationship, child. Self, we're talking business now. Self, container, you and your business, creation, what it is that you're birthing into the world. And when a woman does that, she reclaims her power. She reclaims her sovereignty. She holds her independence without being in the warrior, because the warrior is the protective archetype. And women have learned to protect themselves because they're pouring their energy outward outside of themselves instead of holding their energy reverent within themselves. And so when you actually pull your energy back to yourself, you can set such stronger boundaries, which is what allows you to create safety within yourself. When you can create safety within yourself and you can move from a place of safety and trust, you're not moving through the world with your armor out, ready to fight everyone and everything. And this is a really important part of bringing your creation into the world with pleasure and with ease. And this is the foundation of what we do in the Somatic Leadership Academy. So, a beautiful lesson for me today in staying surrendered. Like, it gets to come and happen with ease. I still don't have service. My service still isn't working. My messages still aren't sending. But I surrender. I cannot control that which is outside of me. I can only control that which is within me. I can only alter. I don't even like the word control. I can only shift that which is within me. And so the space is for women that are ready to stop the people pleasing, the performance, the perfectionism. This is for women who want to start prioritizing themselves and their health. who are ready to stop sacrificing their health and their vitality, and that are ready to find their own way to lead themselves and lead their businesses. The Somatic Leadership Academy is for the women that are ready to make a big impact, leading through embodiment, to create wealth in all aspects of their lives without sacrificing themselves. I'm not here to tell you what to do, but I am here to ask you the right questions that are going to lead you to a place of knowing so that you have the clarity around what is best for you to do. That to me is really great mentorship. That to me is really great leadership. And that's what I want for you. I'm not going to give you a cookie cutter approach. Will I teach you a lot about business? Yes. But you get to find your way, because when you find your way, it continues bringing energy and pleasure into your life. And it allows you to build a business that you feel like you don't need to escape from, that doesn't drain you. It allows you to create something that comes with ease. So if you're ready for that, if that's what you want, if you want to do this differently, if you want to lead a feminine run business that is in harmony with your cycles, your menstrual cycles, that is allowing you to stay regulated in your nervous system, that is supporting you in staying regulated in your nervous system, that is fostering deep connection within community space, like actual real sisterhood. We don't do the competing here. We just don't do that. This is a place that I really deeply care about fostering vulnerability and connection in community, because that's what allows women to feel a sense of belonging and to grow. The power's back. Oh, so funny. About an hour. Well, I'm glad I got to record this. And yeah, if you're craving this and you're curious, I want to invite you to book a call with me. I'd love to connect and just get to know you, explore where you're at in your world, what you're wanting to create, what the next level of business is. This isn't just for women that are starting in their business. This is for women that have been running epic businesses but are ready to stop sacrificing themselves in the process of creating success. And they're ready to stop neglecting their desires and their needs and their pleasure as they step into the next level. So if you're interested in learning more, let's connect. You can book a call with me with the link below. And I'm excited to explore the possibility of working together, of collaborating, and of welcoming you into my community. Sending you lots of love.